Are you looking for the 5 best bookshelf speakers? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best bookshelf speakers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Triangle Borea BR03. The Triangle Borea BR03 provides the most natural, balanced sound we've heard from a bookshelf speaker priced under $600 per pair, and there's no real need to add a subwoofer unless you're a deep bass fanatic. Its sound is nearly flawless. Even after hours of listening to the BR03, I can't think of a significant complaint. When we played Lil Baby's ultra bass intensive Whoa video at a loud volume, the BR03 didn't distort, and it produced only a barely perceptible amount of chuffing from its front ports. Every part of the audio spectrum, from deep bass to mid-range to treble, sounded natural, and we noticed no sonic flaws that distracted from the music. Voices, in particular, sounded smooth. The bass impresses. With an average mid-bass output of 116.4 dB, measured with a pair of speakers, the BR03's bass blew away all of our other picks by at least 6 decibels. It also produced an admirably flat frequency response, with a variation of about plus or minus 2.5 decibels through most of the audio range and an even balance of bass to mid-range to treble. The cabinet features a front-facing port, so there's no concern about blocking the port if you push your pair of speakers back close to a wall. Front ports can make chuffing noises more audible, but the noises are so low with the BR03 that this isn't a concern for us. Number 2. Q Acoustics 3020i. If you prefer a smaller speaker pair with a more modern look, our panelists said that the Q Acoustics 3020i's rounded corners and minimalist design, combined with its above-average performance, make it a great alternative for decor-conscious buyers. The 3020i set was our top pick for at least 3 years, but we demoted it after its price increased and the price of our top pick, which was a former upgrade pick, decreased. This set sounds almost as clear with voices as the Triangle pair does, but its smaller form yields less bass. It sounds super clear. What stands out in the 3020i's performance is its detail and clarity. In our tests with an audiophile favorite, Holly Cole's version of Train Song video, the sound sparkled, filling the room with the jingle of percussion instruments and the subtle sounds of fingers scraping the strings of the double bass. Part of that clarity comes from the 3020i's subtle emphasis of cymbals and other instruments in the treble range. It's a sound that audiophiles tend to love because it makes music seem a little more exciting and captivating, but fans of bass-heavy music are likely to prefer a larger speaker. The rear-ported design prevents you from pushing these speakers back against a wall, as doing so would block the ports. Q Acoustics does provide a foam plug for the port for against-the-wall use, but inserting this plug limits the bass even more. Number 3. Mika MB42XG2. When played at volumes suitable for casual music listening, the Mika MB42XG2 set delivers surprisingly good sound at a remarkably low price. While the styling isn't particularly inspired, the MB42XG2 doesn't look cheap, and its magnetically attached grills are a surprising bonus at this price. It sounds shockingly good for an under $100 speaker pair. In our most recent round of brand concealed testing, which focused on budget speakers, the MB42XG2 emerged as the favorite, even though the other speakers cost at least $150 per pair. This pair has a natural-sounding balance of bass, mid-range, and treble, voices sound smooth, and no instruments are unnaturally emphasized. The bass is strong for a speaker with a 4-inch woofer, which gives the MB42XG2 a fuller sound than its competitors. The frequency response measured impressively flat, at plus or minus 2.3 dB, and a pair of MB42XG2s gave us 100.9 dB of bass output. Be careful about cranking up the volume. When played loud, these speakers may distort. With Audrey Nunes' bass-intensive Damn Right video, played at an average level of about 91 dB, measured at 1 meter, we heard distortion, and the sound became harsh. We also found that playing this tune at full volume through the Mika pair could trigger the protection circuits in small amps like the Fosi Audio BT20A, causing intermittent glitches in the sound. In our measurements, the impedance, while averaging 7 ohms, dropped to 3.9 ohms around the 240 Hz range, which might explain this. Number 4. Edifier S1000 MKII. Despite the Edifier S1000 MKII system's decidedly old-school looks and basic feature set, it's a clear performance standout among the speakers we've tested, and it's a great option for anyone who wants a powered system, one that doesn't need an external amplifier. Its sound is best in class. In our latest round of brand concealed tests, 3 of 4 listeners picked the Edifier S1000 MKII as the best-sounding powered model, and the 4th panelist called it a close second. They described the sound as clean and detailed, and they loved the way the system played loud without strain. It produced a slight exaggeration of the treble, which made the sound subtly thinner but added a welcome sparkle to snare drums, cymbals, and acoustic guitars. The frequency response measurements for the S1000 MKII were the best of any of the speakers we tested, varying by only plus or minus 2 decibels, which is why voices sounded so natural. Its measured mid-bass output was impressive for the price, at 106.3 dB. Its features are basic. The only thing high-tech about the S1000 MKII system is its inclusion of the aptX HD Bluetooth codec, which can deliver somewhat better sound from PCs and aptX HD-equipped phones. It comes with 2 sets of RCA analog inputs, coaxial and Toslink digital audio inputs, bass and treble controls on the back, and a remote control. Number 5. ELAC Debut Connex DCB41. If you wish to assemble a simple turntable and speaker combo, we recommend the ELAC Debut Connex DCB41 powered speakers, which have a built-in phono preamp and many other worthwhile features. In fact, comparing these speakers with other under $600 powered speaker sets we've tried is like comparing an electric guitar with an acoustic guitar. Both work great, but the former is much more versatile. It sounds clear, but it doesn't play especially loud. Despite the DCB41 design's small size, each speaker is only 9.6 inches high. Our listening panel ranked this set a close second to the much larger Edifier S1000 MKII pair among powered models. Our panelists praised this system's clarity, its surprisingly full sound, and its focused, realistic stereo imaging. One fault they found was that it tended to distort at a loud volume, especially with pop and hip-hop recordings. It sounds full, but bass-heavy tunes don't have the kick you might want. The DCB41 set's measured bass output was just 101.5 dB with its X-Bass Enhancer feature activated and 100.7 dB without X-Bass Enhancer. But its frequency response was essentially flat at plus or minus 2.3 dB through most of the audio band, which means that no instruments or voices stand out unless they're supposed to.